that it's sexual healing.
It's true, can blue. I can share your situation, keeping hold on our emotions. They will only make us cry, and you go, I know, but you know it ain't so serious anyway. When the clouds arrive, we'll live on ocean drive. Don't know why you're so blue. The sun's gonna shine on everything you do. The sky's so blue. The sun's gonna shine on everything you do. We left you black and blue without a word of explanation. Then he took your love for granted, and he left you high and dry. But you know, someday, well, you wonder what you see in him anyway. When that day arrives, we'll live on ocean drive. Don't know why so blue. The sun's gonna shine on everything.
Ooh, baby, gotta get you home with me tonight. Gotta hold your body tight, make you scream and shout all night. I do the things that are good to you, baby. I got the tools I know you're sure to like. Kick off your shoes and lay back and let me soothe you. I wanna take my time and do it right. About a little Dom Perignon to get us in the groove, and then that will
for the right thing. Oh, baby, don't look any further. Tonight,
we're gonna taste a little paradise.
rockin' all night long, baby,
All night
daylight.
daylight,
I'll still be looking in your ebony eyes.
and we'll go on.
Go on and on and on. Day, mambo G.I.O. Well, don't look any further.
No further.
Deo, the chambe on fire. Well, don't look any further. Someone to count.
I never thought that I'd find someone like you. I feel hypnotized with the things you do. I'll never let you go. No, you're so right for me. I have to let you know, forever you and me. Only you can make me happy, happy. Only you can make me happy, happy. You must be heaven sent into my life, and I compliment you, baby, baby. We have a love that's strong and true. It's true in every way. I want to be with you each and every day. Only you can make me happy, happy. Only you can make me happy, so happy. Only you can make me happy, happy, happy. Only you can make me happy, so happy, yeah.
Hello? How you doing, baby? You know, I was just thinking about you. You know, I'm glad you called. But you coming right over? Beautiful, baby. I'll be waiting. I love you too.
Someone to count on in a world ever changing. Here I am, stuck where you're standing. What you need is a lover, someone to take over. Oh, baby, don't look any further. Strange when you think of the chances that we've both been in a state of mind. Too cool to be careless, looking for the right thing. Oh, baby, don't look any further. Tonight, we're gonna taste a little paradise. Rockin' all night long. Rockin' all night.
como puede ser verdad.
Stop where you're standing. You need a lover.
Last night I dreamt of San Pedro, just like I'd never gone. I knew the song, a young girl with eyes like the desert. It all seems like yesterday, not far away. Tropical, the island breeze, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the summer played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes. Your Spanish lullaby. I fell in love with San Pedro. Warm wind carried on the sea. He called to me. Te dijo te amo. I prayed that the days would last. They went so fast. Tropical, the island breeze, all of nature wild and free. This is where I long to be, La Isla Bonita. And when the summer played, the sun would set so high, ring through my ears and sting my eyes. Your Spanish lullaby. I want to be where the sun warms the sky. Love's a girl. Last night I dreamt of San Pedro.
Searching for a destiny that's mine. There's another place, another time. Touching many hearts along the way. Yeah. Hoping that I'll never have to say it's just an illusion. Follow your emotions everywhere. Is it really magic in the air?
It's just an illusion. And almost confusion. It's just an illusion. It's just an
Don't be sad, understand. Everybody has a day when the sun stays away. Take on in a new tomorrow. A little more love between makes for a brighter day. You never need worry, let one love set you free. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle, just staying alive. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle, just staying alive. Somebody tell me, oh, why do we fight it? One love can set us free, we just let it be. Take off in a brand new day. Good love is all we need to chase the clouds away. Never need words. worry if you just let it be. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle and staying alive. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle and staying alive. You never need worry, no, no. Let one love set you free.
Liberian girl, you came and you changed my world. A love so brand new. Liberian girl, you came and you changed me, girl. A feeling so true. Liberian girl, you know that you came and you changed my world. Just like in the movie, during others in the scene, and she says to you.
Good afternoon, everybody, again. Welcome back from the break. We'll be having our next presentation very shortly. We'll be having our next presentation very shortly, but before that, can we please watch a video of Tangerine's impact in various communities? Thank you.
My name is Miss Grace Ezuka, and this is Rena Oswald from Arizona. I'm here to appreciate Tangerine for what they did, how they have been helping us pay our child school fees. I really appreciate their efforts, their support. Even this time around, I think it's very, very difficult. They have been there paying their school fees for like 1 year now. I really appreciate it. I said the Lord let them all in Jesus.
My name is Reverend Awal Yushet Kiwale. I'm the PTA chairman, and we thank Tangerine for coming to our community today. Actually, you have been coming like that before, which of course we really appreciate. The effort you are trying to do for us in this community, we really appreciate it, and God will continue to help you. Please continue to come, and we will be welcoming you. The school at Serena is a very nice one. Despite the fact the environment is a bit bad, so we really thank you for your coming, for your concern, for everything that you have been doing. The Lord God will help you.
My name is Ruth Amuze. I just want to say a big thank you to Tangerine for their continuous support to Serena schools, helping our kids to have access to good quality education. This is not the first time, it's not the second time. I just want to say thank you. Definitely hope to see you again next year. Thank you, Tangerine, for giving us scholarship.
Thank you very much, everybody. So up next, we'll be calling on one of our panelists. But before that, please. All right, so we'll be calling on our panelist. She's currently the DG of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. Can we please give her a round of applause first before we even introduce her? Mrs. Abimbola Omowomi Tiamiyu. She started her insurance career with Great Nigeria Insurance PLC with over 2 decades of underwriting experience. And she rose to her current position as the registrar and CEO of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. She has served in various communities and sub-communities in the Nigerian insurance industry, and she's currently a faculty member of the College of Insurance, Asheshe, Ogun State. She also has a passion for sharing knowledge, and she has been seen to facilitate many trainings, and we're about to learn from her wealth of knowledge. We give a round of applause to Mrs. Tiamiyu. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our invitation, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Like they would always say, I'm standing on existing protocol. And I want to start with one question that the last speaker said. He said, how do we build on this current turbulence and be able to move on? My MDs, I greet you, our guests, you're welcome. Staff members, you're all welcome. How do we build on this turbulence and be able to make a living and to also live a good life? Because I was discussing with my MD life and I said, some people started a policy, not even someone I know, my elder brother is not so, is a farmer. So he started a 5,000 naira monthly plan 5 years ago. And his plan was, my daughter will be going to the secondary school this year. I want to save so that I would have enough at least to cover the first 3 years. By the time he got his maturity benefit, I told Cornerstone not to pay him until last week or 2 weeks ago. We could only use it for this going to school, as in this term, just one term. And that is because the daughter is going to a federal government college secondary school. If it was a private school, no way. Meanwhile, 5 years ago, the projection was 600,000 for a federal government college, because I told them my children went to a government school. They went to government schools. I didn't go to a private, but they didn't go to private schools till now. So 600,000, I told him, with 600,000 you can pay school fees for all through the school years. That was why I told him, Emma, try 5,000 is okay. And he was struggling. You know, a farmer, to give you 5,000 every month, 5,000. So by the time they paid him that money, what I could just tell him was, but I tell him, don't touch the money, send everything to me. So I told him, Emma, worry, we have paid, we have some excess that you can still cover second term, third term. So because it can really give him stress that he has planned that he's going to use the benefit for 6 years and is only using it for 1 term. So how do we now, as individuals and as Tangerine, as a company, plan towards this, the future, which we cannot really see anything about? Please, can I have the pointer? Okay, it's the one controlling. Yeah. So I won't go through the first few slides because he has spoken about it. He's told us about the, let's go on. He's told us about the Nigerian economic context as at date. We all know all that is happening. We know that we have so many challenges. The most crucial challenge for a lot of us in this room is the fact that our children does not want to stay here. That's a major challenge. Apart from the psychological trauma, the financial implication that you have to change naira to dollars to support them, and the fear that even when you now do all these things, in the next 2-3 years, they won't even they won't reciprocate. And you can imagine you're going to an event or a church, I'm a Christian, and they're telling you, don't build your hope on your children, don't build your hope on your children, build your hope on God. For God's sake, I'm not spending money on God, I'm spending money on these children. So I have to build my hopes on them. So you see me, my dad is still alive. You see me when I'm going to visit my dad, I take my children along. And I tell them, sure, you see I'm taking care of grandpa. You have to take care of us too. I'm consciously drumming it into them. So it's like, you don't have a choice. So there was a day my dad called. I was about sleeping and I got up immediately. But mommy, you said you wanted to sleep. Show me your top, Misha, Babani. So and I asked my daughter, so if I call you, you will tell me that you want to sleep. So she couldn't understand. So I sat them down. I always see them. If when we grow up, if I call you, you have to answer. If you are sleeping and they bring your phone to, they know me now. Even if any other person calls me, if my dad calls, they will wake me up. Grandpa is calling you, or they will pick the call, attend to whatever I need, and wake me up later to say this is what happened, this, that. And why am I saying that? That's a major fear for the future. So we have to plan towards it. Not only as Tangerine, but as individuals. I'm already telling them, my first girl is like 22 years old, 20. And I'm like, babe, when are you going to get married? She said, Mommy, are you sending me away this time that she's in 300 level? I said, please, I don't want you to do 21 without having a boyfriend or a fiancé. If you see any serious boy and your spirit gels, please go and marry. Because I said, me, I got married after my master's. What did I gain from it? I'm not complaining, but please, the earlier you get out, the better for everybody. And why am I saying that? Because she's already telling me, the first time she went to Rwanda with me, she said, Mommy, this is also an African country. Instead of going to Canada, I can come here. So I said, so you're even planning of going to Canada? You're planning of going to Canada already. So I personally have that fear. So how do I address that fear as an insurance practitioner whose income is limited, who cannot link our policy like all of you here? You know, we cannot compare our salary at the institute with all of you here. So I cannot say I want to do I cannot say I want to do an index-linked policy because my salary is not increasing in such a way. Let's move on. So the pressure is everywhere. It's uncertainty on businesses. You buy a vehicle at this amount today. You want to buy the same vehicle, it's gone up. And you have to change status car every 4 years. Some companies like the Institute, we've changed ours to 6 years because economy is not smiling. But even whether it's 4 years old, or 6 years old, or 7 years old, it will come. You still have to buy. So how are you going to face such things as Tangerine? Then you also look at the role. So I'll just start from here. Your role as executive management, as leaders in Tangerine, before we go to the individual. The first thing is there must be a strategic vision and direction. Don't think that, oh, yes, all these fears exist. What do we want to do as Tangerine? How do we want to combat all these things and make it profitable for the company and for yourself as individuals? How do you make decision? And what are the proactive risk measurements that you have put in place? It's not enough to read all these books. PhD in risk management and insurance, MSc in risk management and insurance, actuary, chartered accountant, chartered insurer, fellow everywhere and there. This thing has to make sense. You want to do a policy, you're saying that, oh, let them be paying 5,000. Yes, 5,000 may seem a big money to some people, but is it worth it to say our minimum premium is 5,000 in this day and age? Because at the end of the day, when they are collecting the maturity benefit, they will not be happy. So why don't we let them know 5,000 is nothing? But instead of saying monthly, can we look at weekly? Can we look at daily if our software can take it? Can we look at, oh, let's target some high net worth individuals, use their investment income to buffer the lower ones? We just have to look at some proactive risk management that is out of the books, because Nigerian economy does not answer to all these books things that Oyimbos are bringing. No. Operational efficiency, innovation, crisis management. Like the man said, dollar on Tuesday, 1,000 something 80. Next day, 1,000 something 65. Next day, 1,000 60. And how do you want me to tell the client? How do we manage crisis as Tangerine? How do you manage crisis as individuals that work in Tangerine? There will always be crisis. There would always be, not even in this Nigeria. You wake one day, one trouble. You wake up, you hear this news. You wake up, the latest one we heard today, before you can use national anthem, you must get approval. And I'm like, are these people okay? Approval from government. Yes, that's the latest one from something orientation agency this morning. So, you know, how do you now manage? They can wake up tomorrow and say something and you just wonder that the people churning out these things, are they okay? Is everything normal in this country? But obviously it's not normal. So we also have to think above the abnormality and be able to do things. Talent management and leadership development. Everybody wants to run away, including 55-year-old people, 50-year-old, even grandmas. Everybody wants to run away. No, they are not even running now, they are walking. They are strolling away, no matter how long it takes. One day I will get to the airport. From the airport I will get to Japan. From Japan I will get to UK. So they are not running, they are walking majestically. and nobody is stopping them. So how do we manage the talents that we have? Are we ready to accommodate them, whether old or young? Are we ready to make the atmosphere conducive for them? And how do we now focus on the customer? Because the customer remains the king. Whatever thing we design, they will not buy because they pity us all the time. Like that pastor that died. Yes, there are few that will buy. Oh, I pity my friend, Jadi Solau. Okay, let me take a policy with Tangerine. If there's no value in it, they won't buy. If it's not adding value to them as individuals or as corporate entities, they will not buy from us. So we now look at all those risks in diversification and be able to say, as Tangerine, this is what we're going to do. As Abimbola, this is what I'm going to do. These are the policies I will buy. I'm not talking of insurance policies only. It could be a policy to learn German. Why? I know of a friend that studied German at maybe 52, 53, because he has only daughters. And the first daughter got married to a German. The second daughter got married to a German. No, because there are 3 children there are 3 daughters. So all of them, the first daughter went to Germany, took the 2 of them. So he said, if I'm going to communicate with my grandchildren, at least I have to understand their language. I don't want any interpreter. And he's certain that, they will not come to live here. So the best thing is, let me go and learn the German language. And it's so difficult. So you see her, and I'm like, kini problem? I said, you have to teach them the Yoruba language. And it's a major concern. It's a risk for such a person. So what risks do you have? And it's costing her a lot to learn. Apart from going to the German school in VI, she also has a private teacher that comes to teach her. So there was a day I asked her that, these your children, are they paying for this thing? She said, Nibu. That I'm just doing it for God though, because I don't want I don't want them to alienate my grandchildren from me. That is a risk. So if we have a policy that can help someone like that to say, okay, when you want to travel abroad or you want to go to Germany, we can support you. Whatever way, we have the experts here that can design the product. Let's always think of that. And let's design products that will meet the needs of people, not what we think they should buy. Not what we think we want to sell or make income, but something that would really, really make meaning to them. Like all these traders, if you do monthly policies for traders, it does not pay them. But if you tell them every day, contribute 5,000, they can do that one. Because to them, 5,000 is what they take to eat lunch. But if you tell them, come and drop 5,000 times 10, 50 times 150,000, or you just tell them, drop 100,000 monthly policy, they will tell you, where do you want me to see this money? They do not know that the 5,000 they are even dropping is more than the 150 or the 100,000 at the end of the day. So when we're able to bring out all the rules, the processes, the control, we'll now go to the main thing. Don't worry, I won't exceed my time. In this market that we have now, we have to look at, now this is focusing on the company. As Tangerine, how are you going to diversify your market to be sure that what you're doing or what you're selling, the market you're targeting, are what you should target or is what you should do? So you have to look at market diversification. You have to look at product and service diversification. Thank God this is the customer service week. How do you diversify your product such that you will meet the needs and desires of your customers? Not what you think. I keep saying that, not what you think they should have, but what they actually need. Financial diversification. As a company, your investment portfolio, you look at it. How do we diversify it without necessarily breaking the law? I still don't know how come they approved dollar policies for bank and we are yet to get approval in insurance. They must have done something that we are yet to do. So that financial diversification is there. Strategic partnership and alliances. You can't continue to be me, myself, Tangerine Group only, Tangerine Group only. You have to make alliances with other organizations in the insurance industry and be able to tap into that space. Technological investment. I won't say much about that. I know Tangerine have very young guys and they are good in that. Human capital development. We have to develop our human capital. And please, let's not wait for the company to develop it for us only. Let's do it ourselves. This day and age, you don't need to go anywhere to learn most things. From the comfort of your room, as small as YouTube, you can learn anything and everything. Not to talk of when you now go to AI. So you get to learn a lot of things, you get to develop yourself. But as Tangerine also, let's develop our talents. If you develop people, employers should not, or team leads should not be afraid that if I develop this person, it will run away. If they did not run from other places to your place, you wouldn't see them in the first place. So people are bound to move around. But by the time you develop someone and you are happy that, oh, you are developing this person, even when the person wants to leave, they would know. They may be a little reluctant. This generation, they don't care. If they want to leave now, they will leave you nothing. But there's something that will tell them, let me do something memorial for this organization. If it's to do maybe an SLA or something, a document everything they know, give it to the team lead to say, and feel free to call on me anytime. I would always be there. Something must be there. But as a company, we must have we must consciously develop people, because if you don't develop people and you think that where they are coming from, they have come with the best of everything, after 2-3 months, maximum 1 year, they just go stale and you just be working on old technologies. So now we're going to insurance. What's the importance of insurance and risk management? You know all those things, but the one I would concentrate more is protection of assets, human assets, physical assets, and financial assets. When we do insurance the right way, we are happy that our assets are protected. Now I'm coming to individuals. We cannot be working in insurance companies or in an insurance company and you will not have your physical asset protected, you will not have your human asset protected, and you will not have your financial asset protected. And how do you do that? Physical assets, general business; human assets, life; financial, both life and general. So if you're in this room, your phone is not insured, there's a problem. If you're in this room, your laptop is not insured, there is a problem. If you're in this room and you cannot proudly say that everything in my house is insured, there is a problem. I have a problem. My problem is my glasses, they always, when I was on readers only, I'm always filing a claim on it. And I proudly say it. If my glasses fall down, if I'm in a party and I'm dancing, I love dancing, I don't care. Because I'll tell them, insurance will get busy. Once it falls down and you step on it, they will pay. So they know me that in a year, if I don't file claim at all on my glasses, I will file like 3 claims, different times. Because it must always fall down. You go to, especially when we go to end of year reunion, my secondary school. By the time we are jumping up, hugging ourselves, I would even have forgotten that the glasses was on my neck. It's when I want to read and I need to put it up. It's only the rope that is there. The thing has fallen down. So I'll just say, oh, insurance to get busy. So I'm proud that everything in my house is insured. Can you say of yourself that, oh, everything I have, all my, including human being. There was a day my husband was thinking, that one period he was thinking and thinking and thinking. I tried everything to encourage him. Pray, cook, do everything. One day I just told him, I said, Ewa, if you die today, I become a millionaire. Because I know I'm the named beneficiary. That if you die today, I become a millionaire. And that I cannot guarantee you that if I become a millionaire, I will not see another millionaire that will marry me. I had to drive it home that you just kill yourself for nothing. That this Nigeria, it will continue to exist. If we die today, if we live, it will continue to exist. So why kill yourself? And I think that got him thinking, because it was like, mother, yes, so I cannot guarantee you, I'm still young, though I don't plan to marry again. But if I see a big millionaire, me, I will go with it. I will go with the millionaire. So he had to, whether he liked it or not, he now started, oh, that's true, and this. So I said, so what exactly, and what was his problem? You know, it was just Nigeria, and there's traffic, road is bad, this one, and I'm like, why is that one my problem? But we're not together. So all of us will weather it together. So you have to protect everything that you have individually. Encourage your spouses, encourage your children to protect their assets, to make sure that things are done the right way. We had a situation on Monday at one of the exam centers. They stole laptop and phones. And when they called me, the first thing I said is, go and file it. I took it for granted that they had insurance. So I said, better go and file a claim, because normally when you come for exam, we always tell you at owner's risk. So I said, go and file a claim. And the guy said, I don't have insurance. I said, really? Which company do you work with? He mentioned the company. I said, you are working in insurance company. You don't have insurance on your phone. You don't have insurance on your laptop. You are on your own. He now said, it's not the information that is the data, it's not the laptop, it's the information on it. I said, how old are you? He said 34. I said, me that I'm even 50, you don't store in the cloud. That me, I store in hard drive. I'm used to that. But cloud, I don't even know how to use it most times. So I said, but your age, you people store in the cloud. You mean you don't have anything in the cloud? He was not looking at. I said, you're on your own. No. You said you are using an iPhone. They said iPhone, there's a way you can block it. He said he did not activate something. He said, and he's 30-something years old. So please, let that not be our. We're still on the case, so because we're not saying we have to be liable. We're not liable. We don't tell you, say, at owner's risk. So let's protect our assets, and let's also mitigate the losses. Because no matter how much you protect the assets, you still have to behave as if you are not insured. So protect everything. Make sure, don't be like a bimbola that insurance lo jẹ gbese. It still happens. If my phone falls down now, I will try not for the phone to fall down. But if it falls down, the first thing that comes to my head is insured. I cannot come and kill myself. So the thing is still there. But one thing I don't do, if you hit my car, I don't stop. I don't care if they will penalize me. I will not risk my life because of insurance people to say, because the first question they would ask you is, why didn't you stop? Why didn't you shake any? And I'll tell you, you want me to be fighting on the road, and they will now see me. They will now say, oh, bimbo, that people will now be taking video, taking picture. You will never, that's one thing I don't, penalize me from now till tomorrow. If you hit my car, I would never stop to say, why did you hit me? Who is at fault? I will just drive away, file my claim. If you want to penalize, but I will not disgrace myself. So we still have our excesses, but let's try and mitigate the losses, and let's make sure that we act as if we're not insured. Now, the key types of insurance that this company should have. I know we are all insurance experts, but it will surprise you that a lot of organizations, they do not have fire and special perils. When I say they don't have, they are underinsured. So if you say that this building is insured, and you are still carrying the sum insured that you used 2 years ago, you are not insured though. Because when a loss occurs under fire and they apply average, you realize that what you would eventually be paid cannot take care of the ground floor. So you have to ask yourself, as management team members, as team leads, what is the sum insured that is on this property? Our vehicles, a lot of us, the vehicle that we are carrying, though they will say there's no under insurance, there's no average in motor, but underwriters have devised the indigenous way of applying average without calling it average, because you know that this car, even the 10th year use, is about 5 million, and you are insuring it for 3 million. Is underinsured. When a loss now occurs, you will want them to replace the side mirror that is now 800,000, which is like over 35 or 40% of the whole vehicle. You now say, there's no average in motor. You have to replace the vehicle. They will say, no problem. There's no average, but they will have a funny way of doing it, and what they will pay you will be like 180-something thousand. But at the end of the day, you are the one facing the loss. So as a company, you have to look at it. Are we properly insured? Because I won't be talking to us about insurance, but we need to look at the values. Our burglary, is it properly insured? Our contents, is it properly insured? Motor, fidelity guarantee, life assurances, I'm sure we comply with the law, group life. And that one, there's not, even if you cheat yourself, you cannot cheat Pencom. And it is whatever value you give Pencom that you will give to your life assurance. So that one, everybody is comforted that we're adequately insured under life. And so that takes me to, who do you have as your own beneficiary? Please and please and please, for as many of us that have put our children, underage children, as beneficiary, let's think twice. I'm not saying that you must necessarily put your wife or your husband, but please don't put underage children as beneficiary. I have 2 cases with me. This person died like 5-6 years ago, put the son as the named beneficiary, died intestate. Till now, the benefits are yet to be paid. My cousin, the husband died about a month ago. They were ready to pay her. Unfortunately, it was the first son that he made as the beneficiary. They told her to go and get a letter of administration. I told her, forget it. You can't get it in the next 1 year. Not even 2 years. The lawyer is charging her 600,000. I said, how much is the benefit we want to collect? We don't know. I said, yeah, brain. Just let it be. When that child grows to 18, you will collect the money. But if you go and spend so much, I said the 600,000 is just to wet the ground, or you will still pay more. You spend so much, maybe like 1.5 at the end of the day. After 2 years, you now get there, they will now tell you the benefit is 2 million. Why waste your time? So please, let's just do the right thing for ourselves. And as individuals, the type of policies that we need to have. Next slide, please. The man has talked about this before, but I'll just say that the impact of insurance on financial planning, it gives you peace of mind. That's the most crucial. You are comforted that no matter what happens, everything is settled. If there's an accident, my car is insured. If anything happens in my house, my property is insured. But please read the terms and conditions. I will share a live experience with us. I was the head of claims in Cornerstone. I had a claim on my TV. I thought everything in my house was insured. So that day I got home, I put on immediately, I like news. So immediately I normally enter, I'll just say, I want to listen to the news. So I'm entering the house, I'm listening to the news. And I saw that I was hearing voice. I was not seeing pictures. The next thing, my son said, I was turning around like this, turning around like this, turning around like this. The thing flew out of my hand. And the screen got damaged. I was proud that when I get to the office, I'll settle the claim. I filed the claim. I'm head of claims, for goodness sakes. And the person handling staff claim wrote me a mail repudiating the claim on the ground that there's an exclusion that says anyone under the custody of the insured is not covered, something like that. And I'm like, what do you mean? And my son is supposed to be, I said, I like that word, is supposed to be. I was at work doing your work. I got to me, I spoiled the TV, but I couldn't push it because I was head of claims. If I was not in that department, I won't agree. So I let it go. Why am I using? I always use that as an example to say, even as insurance practitioners, at times we miss some things. So I asked them, what do I, because I'd always been a life person before I moved to claims. So I said, what do I do to make this thing never happen again? And they said, I have to put all my electronics under all risk, because it was just ordinary householders. So I moved everything under all risk. Lo and behold, they came up again. Mujola is anti-selection against us. You cannot move it under all risk. You are behaving as if you are not insured. I'm like, are you normal? Mujola, this thing happened. I was at work. I didn't fight. That if I had passed this thing through a broker, you people would have paid. I didn't force you. At the end of the day, I fought them. They eventually allowed me to put it under all risk. And since then, all the thing in my life, in my house, is under all risk. I will pay higher premium. It's okay. But I'm comforted that if anything happens, I'm covered. So it gives you peace of mind, apart from the tax benefits and other things. Now, how do you now pick the right brand of insurance? I'm not here to preach to you. But the first thing is you have to check their site. Check their credentials to ensure that their customer service is top-notch. If you are hearing bad news about any insurance company, forget what they are posting on their financials. They are not good to be patronized. If you are hearing good feedback about an insurance company, even if they are not posting the figures, they are not among the first 10, among the first 5, but they are doing good customer service and their clients are saying something good about them, pick them. Consider what you want to protect. You cannot come to Tangerine Life to protect property. Neither can you go to Tangerine General to protect life. So you have to know, what do I want to protect and which company should I go? Cost comparison is not out of place. All companies or most companies are good. So you can compare cost. Oh, what do I get? Unlike motor that is flat now, you can't compare cost on motor. But on all other insurances, you can compare cost. Then you also need to look at their corporate governance structure. Last but not the least, always consult a licensed intermediary. I'm not saying use an agent. I'm not saying use a broker. But make sure that when you are making a decision about insurance, consult people that understand. And all these things you cannot do without IT. So we need to develop ourselves, whether you are 50 like myself, or under 50 or 30 and below. Just make sure that whatever you do in this day and age, you back it up with IT. Thank you very much. And as we navigate these turbulent times, the importance of sound financial planning and incorporation of insurance into day-to-day activities cannot be overemphasized. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ma, for that very insightful and engaging session. We'll also be calling on our head of commercial, Luciana Ojen. Please. Also, we'll call on Moyo to take the panelist session.
With me.
Okay, don't worry. I'll come and sit with you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And your session was very insightful. I learned a lot of things. And
Thank you.
I feel honored to be seated beside you and to be asking questions.
Thank you.
So I have some questions first, but we'll also be taking questions from the audience. So if we have people that have questions, please just sort of indicate at any point in time, and then we'll reach out to you. Okay, so the first question. When the previous speaker was talking, he had mentioned about the perception that a lot of people have about insurance, and how people think typically that insurance is just taking money from people and not necessarily serving a need. So what would you say is are some ways in which we can manage or begin to manage and reorientate people and correct that perception?
Yeah, thank you very much. It's not really a perception, it's actually experience. It may not have happened to us as individuals or at this generation, but like you said, when they started insurance, they were looking for reasons not to pay claims. They were looking for the exclusions. Oh, this is excluded, this is this, this is that. So how do we change it? We have to change the experience all over again. Because people have that experience and they carry that perception and they started talking about it. So we have to give them positive experiences to think about and to love. We cannot behave like Takaful companies. However, the principle of Takaful is very, very good. I'm not a Muslim, but I love the principle that at the end of each year, whatever surplus they have, they share it with the customers. So it's making the Takaful business in Nigeria to grow in leaps and bounds. So if we can look at a way whereby we also give back to the customer and we also publicize the claims we pay. We pay claims, we don't see anything about it. We don't make a noise about it. When these people started, these telecoms, you will see them, they will go to this place, they will make noise, they started making noise, and people started buying it. We need to be making noise about the claims we pay. By the time the experience change, the positive experiences, we would get better. But if we don't change those experiences, the so-called perception would remain. That's my thought.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to chip in, or we can go to the next question?
I think she's pretty much nailed it. And there's a general saying that people's perception is their reality, you know. And like she rightly put it, it is experiences that form this perception. Nobody just says, I'm going to badmouth this person. So it must have been the experience of one person that didn't get clarified. So it may, sometimes you hear stories of, oh, the insurance did not pay this person's claim. But when you don't get to the real meat of the matter as to the reason why that did not happen, you will never be able to clear it out. So it just boils down to what you said earlier on with respect to customer experience and how you treat your customers. So I think she's rightly put it.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you both. So it would also help, I mean, for some people who haven't had those kind of experiences, if you can shed light on maybe any of those common misconceptions about risk management that you've experienced.
I'll start from the so-called excess. You're selling insurance to someone. You never explain to that person that he or she is going to bear X amount of the risk. A claim now occurs. The claim people will just send offer, and the person will say, but I insured this thing for 20,000. The loss is just 3,000, and you are telling me that you are going to pay me 500, and you have an excess of 2,005 that you never explained to the person. The person will sign off, but will never come back. And the person will now go to another company, might even get a higher excess, but because of that bad experience with the company, he would not come back. That is one example. Another example is the way we pass people on when they call. A lot of us were short-lived. Patience is not one of my strong virtues. So when I make a call and I get to hold on for this, you pass me on, hold on for this, you pass me on, hold on for and I get to talk to more than 2 persons on one incident, I will not patronize the company again. So you see people get frustrated because of that customer experience that they have with us. Or you're on a call and you're asking, Ma, are you sure you're in the office? Because of the bag. Come back. Or you get to a place and you feel like, oh, I'm spending too long a time. I'll share one experience briefly. I went to a bank and I saw one woman and she was talking. She had been here for like 1 hour, this and she didn't send me. I just went to her, Madam, sure you want them to attend to you. Don't do anything, no, just leave me. I started shouting. As in, I stood in the middle of the banking hall, started shouting. The manager came. What is the problem? This and that. Shouting for no reason, no. And I said, you need to attend to this woman because she said she's been here for this. It's not my case, so I don't know her from Adam. And they called her to the office, called me to the office too with her, gave us tea, did everything. And from the office, we filled our teller. Then it was time of teller. We filled everything and they attended to us. You will have some dramatics like that. So you see people that they are not patient, they don't want to listen to anything. Then in your office, you are keeping them waiting 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They will just create a scene. And at the end of the day, you end up attending to them. And in this day and age of videoing everything, you just have to be careful.
Thank you very much, Ma. So I would like to invite our last panelist, Mr. Daniel, to the stage. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Daniel. Okay, so I was going to ask a next question and then we'll come to you. So just to give you some time to settle. Okay, so the next question is, so we know there are some policies that are, what would I say? There are some products that are policy-based. So we have government policies backing us. So you mentioned when you were talking life insurance, right? So how, and a lot of, some companies only take group life, for instance, take group life cover, for instance, because it is mandated and is compulsory. In addition to some of this customer experience adjustments that we need to do, what are things that creative ways that we can begin to help organizations to see the need of this insurance for their employees beyond just because it's mandatory?
Thank you very much. One of the things that is on my profile is I'm an ILO trained instructor on inclusive insurance. And there's this thing I learned from ILO. You can only use compulsory insurances to bring people in. Keeping them as your clients, you have to go beyond the compulsory insurance. So now they've used group life to say, oh, have a taste of insurance. You will now need to middle age, with children, without children. You do your profiling and then design products that would meet their needs. But you can't design product without giving them questionnaire to fill or something. Filling them out. What do you need? Some people, what they need may be to save money for Hajj, to save money to go to Israel, for as many people that still have the liver to go to Israel, to save money to travel all over the world. So by the time you know what they actually want, you will be able to design products and retain them. But compulsory insurances only bring people into the net. It will not keep them with you. By the time you design need-meeting products that they want, some may not even be need, it may just be want. My first insurance policy that I took with GNI, I was very young when I started working, was, I had this plan. When I want to do my 40th, I don't want to borrow, I don't want to take a loan. So I started saving. I made sure the maturity date was going to tie with my 40th birthday. By the time I would be collecting the money, that was what I told them, that, I would have money to do my 40th birthday. By the time I was nearing 40, priorities had changed. So I collected the money, but I didn't use it for my 40th birthday. But he guided me towards a need. I've seen a need. When I'm 40, I want to do birthday, I'll work towards it. So people would have to tell you what they need. The company will design products to meet those needs, and then you'll be able to retain them. But compulsory insurances will never get us there. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. Okay, so over to you, Luciana. What are some of the things that Tangerine Life is doing to position us as thought leaders that will help organizations, better position financially in these uncertain times?
A very interesting question you asked, and I think we're already in that. We're already doing what we need to do, and this seminar is part of what we want to do, and it's just the first in the several ones that we're going to be having. And this we are doing in-house, but we are also taking ourselves out there. One of the value proposition we have for some of our corporates is financial literacy programs. So we have designed financial literacy programs in conjunction with some financial experts for corporate institutions that patronize us. So it's one of the things that we're doing to position ourselves as thought leaders in this industry. So like I did mention, this is just the first in the several ones we'll be having. So be on the lookout for Tangerine Life in the coming months and in subsequent years. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you, Luciana. Okay, so I'm coming to you now. Okay, so just a brief background. Mr. Daniel is the MD of AfriInvest. And so, of course, he has a lot of financial insights to share with us. That being said, what are some of the financial risks that are facing organizations now that, if you can share some insights to the financial risk facing organizations now that we need to better position for?
Thank you. And let me apologize again. I planned on being here at 11:30 at the moment. But when you have a guys and I was held back by the Director General of the SEC, and he wanted me to do something, and there was no way I could wriggle out. So I apologize.
There's an insurance policy for that.
Right? And I agree. And thank you. When I heard you talk, I like when you look. I think the most important restraint we have on insurance today is religion. The real competition is not yourselves. It's religion. And you asked a very arcane, very important question. What can be done more? There is only so much you can force people to do until it begins to take the life of its own. So I picked it up from you mean it? Oh, okay. Hello? Oh, like this. Okay, thank you. So I was saying that I was going to go into your question to me, which is about what risks are organizations facing. Interestingly, the risks we deal with today are not the risks that her generation when she was younger dealt with. At her time, they look at the long term, okay, so I've gotten a good job, I'm going to stay at it for 15 years. and build a life around it. If you ask them, they are somewhere at the back there, how long they intend to stay. So there is the risk of institutional memory loss, which is actually, when you think about it properly, it's an insurable loss. Because look, the reason why people change jobs is because of the divergence of or misalignment of objective, or the perception that the organization is not going where they want to go, or the manager does not want to get where they think they should get fast. It is said that people don't leave jobs, they leave managers. I mean, that's a way of the organization blaming the rest of us for it. But have you considered the possibility of pegging part of the payroll to voluntary insurance that is slightly different from voluntary pension contribution? How does that help to de-risk the flight risk that we see? It gives people options. It lets them know that they can be the first person to vote on their job security. I'm sure that this is for us to keep breathing on and thinking about. Organizations, I'm not going to talk to you about the risks that are obvious. I'm going to talk to you about the risk of change. Change happening because the policy environment drastically moves. Last year, you all were witnesses to the fact that there was a value to the dollar. And all of a sudden, within the same year, the CBN, one appointment was made, the CBN governor changed, and all of your school fees bills ballooned. Because there was a lifestyle choice that made that a vulnerable point. It is the lifestyle choice of getting quality education, which in our opinion seems to be a little within our country. So what about the fact that I am employing a very valuable person and offering to have a contributory approach to them paying their children's school fees as an organization, as a skills retention tool? We're talking life insurance, right? I'm not talking general insurance. So, I mean, I started out working for an advertising organization that offered to pay the tuition of my children, even when I wasn't married. As a manager, I was hired as a manager. One of my perks was, whenever you marry, whenever you have children, the moment they give you the school fees bill, the organization will pay to this amount. Guess what? It still didn't make me go get married. But I knew that that was there. So imagine that life insurance companies are working with organizations to say, do you want people to work for you because they feel that you have their future interest at heart, or because they feel like you are going to treat them like sucked oranges? Suck them, throw them out. Look, how many ways has Tangerine, and this is me coming after you, thought about, almost every organization is accused of the Monday drudgery of meetings. At most of those meetings, what do you think they discuss? At our meeting, we don't discuss clients, we discuss the economy. On Fridays, we have what we call knowledge sharing sessions, where even our HMO could come address us about a lifestyle issue. Imagine that you find a way to work with HRs to come talk to that captive audience about what possibilities you have thought about, that working with the staff and HR could balloon into significant product creation opportunities. Do you see what I mean? And look, you brought me here perhaps to talk about investment. Why do we invest? We invest so as to be able to meet needs or wants or desires.
To flex.
To flex. And thank you, ma'am. And frankly speaking, have you noticed that the changing demography of our population is now being filled with people? When all of you, most of you were growing up, your issue was, just let me be able to pay my children's school fees. Some of them are even saying they don't want to have children, they just want to travel. They just want to see the world. To what extent are our products and and the risk management approach we bring to this aligned with the outlook of the generation we are now to serve? I think that a session like this also creates opportunities for brainstorm, for knowledge exchange, but also to ask ourselves the hard questions. It is not every problem that government will solve for us. In Ghana, cultural need is for not to be embarrassed for funerals. If you tell somebody in Nigeria to save for funeral, they will hate you. So the cultural context differ. So what does our cultural context support? It supports Owambe.
Yes, so 40th birthday.
Yes. Yes. And look, you call it vain, call it whatever you like. That's your view. But this is our want. You'll be surprised at the number of people who will offer to participate in a conversation that will ensure that at no time do their children's 10th birthday become less than grand.
Yes, sir.
Do you see what I'm saying? So from the risk, look, there is an endless portfolio of risks. But I think that we are leaving too much money on the table by going traditional and depending on captive businesses. How much of the compulsory insurances do we really take? How many insurance practitioners insure their house? But that's a compulsory insurance. So people need to see the need alignment, the product want fit. And until we sell that, I'm not sure we're ready yet. Because look, at the end of the day, you can only invest what you have. Thank you.
No, we can invest what you don't have. When I invest my husband's
I will wait for you on that one. Because we are now seeing that women are investing more than men.
Interesting.
So the question is, guys, what's going on? Is it that you are sending the money to madam, and madam is saying she's using it to pay bills and also taking care of the family? but I mean, those are demographic conversations that should be had. Thank you.
And madam is probably investing on behalf of the family.
Typically, that's what tends to happen.
Thank you very much. And I mean, that's so insightful, and I'm sure that everyone's mind is thinking through a lot of the talking points now that you said. So we're out of time, but one last question. So you had mentioned that there's a need.
Being out of time is my fault. I'm sorry.
You had mentioned that there's a need for us to begin to create products that are markets that fit the market, right? And we're at a time where, I mean, these are uncertain times. Like you mentioned, people can invest what they don't have, right? And there's also a culture that money is meant to be spent. How do we find the balance between helping people save towards investing or, I mean, future needs, and still spending money in the now?
Thank you. If I was going to be normal, I would agree with you. I know I'm not normal. You tell me, I mean, and it's a VUCA economy, a lot of complexities, volatility and uncertainty in the environment. And that is creating a lot of anxiety. But how come PiggyVest is having billions of monies in savings? How come your salaries are no longer staying in your bank? How come the technology companies are now getting more fund under management than the insurance companies? I mean, the data says so. How come the capital mobilization of the 20, 30-year-olds who have never managed anything other than the fact that they create linkages to your phone are the ones determining your lifestyle? You are more prone to using money points to make payments than you are writing a check. What is the attractiveness of pay? What is OPay doing? And how come there is an online microfinance bank that you would ordinarily, if you knew it was a microfinance bank, you would never deal with them? But who is insuring those deposits though? I mean, credit insurance, many people's phones were bought on credit. Who is providing the product, insurance product coverage for that? And given that I'm not sure about my data here, but I think that more than 55 million Nigerians carry smartphones. And there is no smartphone that is cheaper than 100,000 the last I checked. Who is insuring both the acquisition and the use of those devices? You tell me about insurance penetration, and that gets even more scary when you talk about life insurance penetration. So yes, it is an uncertain market. Yes, there are tough questions and tough times ahead. But I am not aware that the public school population is increasing versus private schools. Meaning that as tough as it is, people are not withdrawing children from private schools and putting them in public schools. Because really and truly, Awolowo did us a tough thing. We, in the Southwest, we will not take our children from private school because of school fees and keep them at home. We won't. So we still find a way to pay the school fees. But how come there are no much money going into education endowment funds? Is it about our narration? Is it about the stories we tell? Or that we are selling a good product to a lost market? Because, I mean, look, there is a way you will talk to me about insurance that will make me not even want to do it. Because you are speaking from the possibility of my fear, of my anxiety. And the moment I pay you a premium, I'm voting with your fear outlook. But what if you sell it to me as a way of ensuring my convenience and comfort and ease and not luxury? Because there is that other divide that says, oh, you know, it is big men that insure. But you find that if you take motor insurance, for example, those who can afford another car hardly take full comprehensive insurance. I'm sitting down in rooms with people. They say, hey, what's the worst thing that will happen? The car will be totaled and I'll buy another one. Why am I paying so much in insurance? All of a sudden, comprehensive insurance premium is too much. But buying another one is not. It's perhaps, I think that it's the way we sell the story. I may be wrong, but there is so much of fear. And by the way, I should tell you that there are people probably in this room who have savings product on all of these platforms that allowed them save towards a target in 12 months. I would think that that started with life insurance as a product. Target savings. How much of market deepening do we do? Instead of overselling to these overeducated ones, how much of education do we do to the next mile? I know a bank in this country that when the BVN problem was a problem, and because people couldn't have addresses, they went into the hinterland and got it. The moment they can identify a chief, an emir, he said, this person, do you know him? He knows him. They tie that person to him and they give the person a BVN number. They give the person a NIN. And from that point, that person becomes a seller. And from that point, you say, but they don't use USSD, they don't use smartphone in the north, but they use USSD. Dr. Adesina sold or gave out fertilizer in this market using, what do you call the Palasa now? Is that the name we call it? The feature phones. That's the name, feature phones. To sell fertilizer tickets. How come we sit down in Lagos and presume that Lagos is the proxy for Nigeria? Today, AfroInvest is in the north. We went. I said to my colleagues, I said, you can all sit down in Lagos, but I'm going out of Lagos and I will deliver value better than you can in Lagos, because Lagos is over-competed for. And I can sell new products to people without cheating them, without doing anything untoward. They will, because they don't even know half of what opportunities are available to the overeducated New York, Lagos, Cape Town proxy. And by the way, Lagos is less than 10% of the Nigerian population. Just saying. I am told that when Dangote is broke and when Bua is broke, they go into the informal market in Kano and tell them, cement price will change next week. If you give me 5 billion today, I can lock you in at today's price. And they walk away with cash. I wasn't told this by a university professor or a Lagos financial service provider. I was told by somebody in Kano, who in his own right is a billionaire. But this is the real business as they see it. Do you know that the most popular soft drink in Kano is not Coca-Cola? Did you know that? What do you think it is? It's Pop Cola. It's not Biggie. Pop. Pop Cola is giving Coca-Cola a run for its money inside of Abuja now, because night's coming down. There is a significant export market, again, between Kano, Sokoto, Kebbi, that sells leather. And it doesn't sell leather to poor economies like America. It sells leather to Europe, where leather then becomes processed into your shoe. The moment they sell it out, they get FX immediate. So I said all that to say maybe to open up the conversation about really and truly what is the market, not where. Thank you. I'm not trying to answer your question. Did I?
But you gave us a lot to think about.
No,
really.
but because the question about volatility
was to
and
balance,
is to balance
yes.
it. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's a lot of information and a lot to think about. It's unfortunate that we don't have
now
more
that
time
I know, I'll
to
send
go
a bill
through.
across.
It's unfortunate we don't have more time to to take more questions. So we're wrapping up now, and it'll be nice to have final words from each of our panelists. So we'll start with you and then go around.
Yeah, thank you very much. My final words will just be, please make this session, as in the 11 to 2:33, make it count for something for the organization and for yourself by doing something that you know you lack. So if it's you don't have an insurance policy, key into it. If it's you don't have an investment policy, key into it. Just make sure that you account for these few hours for something positive in your life. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sir?
I'm not old enough to have last words. But I'll say this. I think that we should break ourselves from the shackles of fear. Product development is an adventurous work in innovation. And we cannot be traditional with a generation that hates tradition. And whether we like to admit it or not, we are here to serve the market. And until we serve the market properly, the market cannot serve our objective. You can preach all the regulation and ask for governmental support that like you want, but until I think that you understand me and you are willing to support me, you're not going to get my vote by me writing you a check. And this generation is very generous, even if it doesn't know it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Luciana?
I don't know what last words you want me to say, but I'm super thankful for everyone who has made it here today. And all I can say is watch out for Tangerine. This will not just be the end, but this is the beginning of greater things to come from this organization. So thank you very much again.
Thank you very much. And thank you, our panelists. And it's been an honor to have you here, both here, and to share from your wealth of knowledge. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much to our panelists. We'll now be calling on MA to give the vote of thanks.
Okay. Wow. I've been assigned the toughest assignment now of appreciating everyone. But I keep it simple. Without you, there can't be Tangerine. And it's been a story of over 70 years, right from 1951 when Law Union and Raw was better in Nigeria. Today we are standing and we're doing better. We couldn't have been doing that without your support. And the dream we have is to be a super power point where you will take insurance and indeed you go to bed and rest. We want to assure you that some of the key points where we have learned today of not really addressing the fear of people, but addressing issues that relates to the current generation. We will take that on board in our product innovation. We're trying to do as much by using technology to drive the business, to reach out to everyone, and you can look out for us for the near future to be the icon of the insurance industry. Thank you so much for giving us your time. to be here, for supporting us. God bless you as you return to your various destinations. Thank you. We are very grateful.
Everybody.
My name is Miss Grace Ezeka, and this is Rena Boswell Kamarizu. I need to appreciate Tangerine for what they did. How they have been helping us pay our child school fees. I really appreciate their efforts, their support. Even this time around, I think it's very, very difficult. They have been there paying their school fees for like 1 year now. I really appreciate that. I said the Lord let them all in Jesus.
My name is Reverend Awal Yushed Kiwale. I'm the PTA chairman, and we thank Tangerine for coming to our community today. Actually,
my name is Miss Grace Ezeka, and this is Rena Boswell Kamarizu. I need to appreciate Tangerine for what they did. How they have been helping us pay our child school fees. I really appreciate their efforts, their support. Even this time around, I think it's very, very difficult. They have been there paying their school fees for like 1 year now. I really appreciate that. I said the Lord let them all in Jesus.
my name is Reverend Awal Yushed Kiwale. I'm the PTA chairman, and we thank Tangerine for coming to our community today. Actually, you have been coming like that before, which of course we really appreciate. The effort you are trying to do for us in this community, we really appreciate it, and God will continue to help you. Please continue to call, and we will be welcoming you. The school at Serena is a very nice one. Despite the fact the environment is a bit bad, so we really thank you for your coming, for your concern, for everything that you have been doing. The Lord God will help you.
My name is Ruth Amuzie. I just want to say a big thank you to Tangerine for their continuous support to Serena schools, helping our kids to have access to good quality education. This is not the first time, it's not the second time. I just want to say thank you. Definitely hope to see you again next year.
Thank you, Tangerine, for giving us scholarship.
Never need worry, let one love set you free. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle just staying alive. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle just staying alive. Somebody tell me, oh, why never fight it? One love can set us free, we just let it be. Take off in a brand new day. Good love is all we need to chase the clouds away. Never need worry if you just let it be. One love, keep us together. Living in a world, it's a struggle just staying alive. One love, keep us together.